as the Red Protoss on 6 o'clock on Metalopolis. And we have Mousesport's MorroW, who is no easy hurdle, let's be fair. He won the first IAM as Terran, then decided to switch race to Zerg.
And the thing is that this map is the TSL map, basically. And on Metalopolis, you're going to be spawning cross positions. So that's going to be working in MorroW's favor for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no chance of close position, so neither of these players are going to be rushing the other one. They both know they're spawning across maps, so they're both going to go for pretty safe macro builds, I imagine.
And MorroW will be sending this Overlord down here, and we'll be able to check out this position and be like, all right, well, he's not there.
So I know exactly where he is.
I know exactly. And obviously, here we go with the scout has been sent out by MC, and good game, good luck has been finally called by MorroW. But this is going to be such a sick game, and it's going to be so hard for MorroW. I'm not going to lie, this is going to be hard. MC, the best player in the world, 2 times GSL champion. I mean, you can't get better than that. And MC is on form. I mean, he like absolutely trashed White Ra in the TSL.
That is true. He beat White Ra 3-0 without breaking a sweat. And I mean, he's so confident for this tournament. Every interview I see him in, he's just saying, yeah, I'm going to win. I am a champion, which he hasn't failed to prove as of yet. So, yeah, MorroW's got his work cut out for him. But he's a little confident lad. I mean, MorroW's equally as cocky, and I want to see him prove himself.
Yeah, and we do see the Extractor and the Spawning Pool going down for MorroW. Very safe build to get the speed upgrade for the Lings. And we'll be able to defend against any form of early aggression. MC just coming in here doing a little bit of harassment on the other side if we look down into MC's base. Chrono Boost, pretty standard opening so far, with the gateway into the 7x Warlock that will be put down shortly to complete that. And MC deciding to leave. We'll go around just to move down to this expansion. Deny any form of hatchery that decides to come down.
Yeah, by either blocking it with a probe or a pylon later on. But this build that MorroW's done will get out 4 Zerglings, so we'll be able to take out any pylon. It's a really safe build. He can stop anything he wants, but he can also get a reasonably early hatchery, which he's going to start doing now with this drone going over there.
I'm kind of interested to think about the mentality that MorroW, you know, the way he is thinking right now. He's already faced against MC recently in Korea and lost kind of bad. Kind of got a little bit walked over. And now he's had time to, you know, think about it. He's known the schedule for a long time. He's known the maps now. He's had time to practice. He must surely have come up with something that could possibly take down this hero Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, MorroW, if there's anybody that can do it, MorroW is definitely one of them. As you said, or as we said earlier, he won IEM Gamescom, the first major international tournament there ever was. And he did that. He learned a strategy that day. And while there was a party actually going on in the main room, he just sat there and practiced the whole night as much as he could.
MorroW is a machine.
He is dedicated.
I mean, there's a reason why people call him Mr. Anderson, because this guy, I mean, practices all the time. I mean, day in, day out, like multiple hours every day. And actually, he does get in with this drone down here, and we do see that the double extract has been put down. So he's kind of clear that there's not going to be any 4-gate or something. But I think the way MC is going to play is just play very standard. He is the favorite in this. There's no reason for him to do anything a little bit aggressive. We do see the 2 and the 3rd gate being put down.
That's actually incredibly crucial to see that. He's seen a sentry as the first unit coming out, and he's probably predicting another sentry. And given that the 2 gates just went down, he knows exactly what MC is going to be doing, which is the 3-gate sentry expand. This is also incredibly safe. And you get down an Expo reasonably fast, a bit slower than the Zergs, but it is probably the most famous build going on right now, so MorroW really knows he can macro up, and as we see on the production tab, he's pumping out drones like a madman. There are no Zerglings being made, and that is the exact thing that he wants to be doing. He is safe for a very long time.
And he's got great scouting options. He has the Overlord, as you can see here, just outside the base of MC, and can go inside, if necessary, to see what goes on. And another link coming down here that we'll be able to go around and see if that Nexus has been put up. And should be able to get that scanning information.
And
MC
is going to see it.
Yeah, he will see it. MC moving around just to see if he can find any links and sees it. But you have to be super careful, because even though the Nexus has gone down, you know, MC is very well known for cancelling at the very last minute and going for some kind of aggression. And we don't really see the 4-gate being put down at all. So we see it, but MorroW not necessarily, and does put down 2 spine crawlers in anticipation for something like this, along with the Roach Warren 2, starting to build up this gas. We're at 200 gas now, and if necessary, can pump out a lot of roaches that can help defend.
Yeah, MorroW's actually in a really comfy position right now. He knows exactly what his opponent is doing. His scouting was amazing, and MC's actually throwing down a Stargate. This is pretty unusual. This could indicate Void Rays or Phoenix. Both of them are pretty nasty against the Zerg with no lag upgrade, which means he can't attack air with anything else than besides his queens. So this could really do some damage and cause MorroW to panic.
And he doesn't have the Evo chamber down either to get the defensive structures up, and this could be completely throw MorroW off guard. The thing is that he doesn't, he doesn't have any scouting information to find this out. The thing is, does MC hold his units back and wait till he has a critical amount, or does he just wait, put them straight out? And we do see a Void Ray in production. Yeah,
indeed we do, and that is going to cause some pretty nasty damage. MorroW's creep spread is already, he's actually known for creep spreading. He'll lay down a roughly 5 tumors in the same spot and just spread it all over the map, which not only can he move faster, but he can actually see when an attack is coming. He can see absolutely everything on the map. He's actually seeing the Sentry army moving out a bit with this Zergling. So he's on the ball. I can't fault MorroW's play at all.
We look at the unit tab now, still only drones of 3 lings just scanning around, but 60 drones already. Plus 1 attack has started from the Evo chamber he just created, along with 4 roaches, 5 now. And he has to build this just in case MC does decide to push out and be a little bit aggressive. We do have a probe here on the right-hand side of this lane, moving up to see if he can find out key information. What units does MorroW have, if any? Does he have spine crawlers? He does see the 2 spine crawlers, doesn't get the roach information at all. And MC moving around now with a Phoenix and a Void Ray at the same time.
Yeah, and this is a pretty nasty combo. I mean, he's going to see everything. He can lift up a queen if he wants. He can harass overlords. Luckily, MorroW's kept his overlords in a really nice position here. He can get queens from either side. And yeah, he's actually built an extra queen just to lay down tumors. Wow, he's playing really risky here, setting down a 3rd base already. I don't know what actually MorroW's thinking MC is going to do, but he's predicting him so well. He could have been thinking there was a Colossus coming out or a Mortal push or anything, but no, he's read him perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen the air units. He knows that the majority of resources of MC have gone into these air units. He's not going to have that many ground units to deny this expo, but MorroW has to be super careful not to get this denied. He's going to have to move these queens over. I don't see any queens around at all.
He can't move his queens over because there's a Phoenix in the way. If the Phoenix, or if the queens come close, he's just going to Graviton beat them and lift them up. This hatchery is going to go down.
And that's not good at all for MorroW. He's trying to move in with the queens now, but the Phoenixes come in, pick 1 queen up, 1 queen in a lot of danger, another Phoenix comes down, 1 queen goes down. Will he pick up another?
Second queen, and the Void Ray is still massively charged. These queens are dying, and this is a huge blow for MorroW's economy. He can no longer lava inject or anything.
Yeah, I mean, wow, 3 queens in this expo. Will he cancel it, though? That is a question. 4 Phoenixes. Spore Crawler is trying to get up there fast in time.
A brave little soldier incoming. Can he do it?
I don't know.
He's getting focused straight away.
And wow, I can't believe he let it complete. I mean, it's in red health.
He's actually pumping out 12 Hydralisks as well. This is really tense right now. If this hatchery does go down, MorroW is going to be so far behind. There are 5 Hydras running in. The hatchery is now on 45 health, 30, 15, and it goes down. Wow.
And now he's even picking up a few Hydras, maximizing damage, and MC, wow. And at the same time, look at this over here. He has his own 3rd base up, and we look in the base, +1 attack has begun, and the robotics facility just about finished. And MC getting that cancel on that hatchery was so big.
It was huge, and MorroW really got punished for playing that risky. I mean, if you don't have any anti-air whatsoever besides queens, and you only have 3 of them, you have to be extremely careful about putting down that 3rd. And MC knew exactly what MorroW was doing. He was being quite greedy, which I guess you do have to resort to when you play against MC, but he punished him for it.
And look at the food count now, 134 MorroW versus 113, which is pretty good for MorroW. The thing is that MC has forced him to get these Hydras out, forced him to get the range upgrade, and the thing is he's actually switching over now. If I can find the robotics bay, is switching over to that. And so that's going to really force, a very hard time for MorroW, because these Colossus is going to be able to do a lot of damage, and it looks like MorroW is trying to get a 4th up eventually when this drone decides to turn into a hatchery, and moving around with a few lings, burrowed lings, just to see when MC decides to move out.
Yeah, and I'm actually loving MorroW's scouting capabilities in this game. Getting burrow just to put a Zergling down outside the base. He knows the 3rd base is going up from MC, and his creep spread is absolutely fantastic. I can't really fault his macro, just I think his decision-making's been a little hasty on getting his bases. Because, MC, even though he's 20, 30 supply behind, his army is technically a lot stronger. And, wow, 5 Phoenix find a huge stack of Overlords running around.
Well, there are a lot of ground units for the Zerg here. Will they be able to do anything? We look over here. MC does decide to roll off this third base. And the unit counting from now, we do have quite a lot of gateway units.
And
but
the
with these
first
Hydras,
Colossus just
though,
came out.
Yeah, the first Colossus just comes out now. And if MC decides to get over here in time, he should be able to defend against this. But I don't know, does he have enough units here, the Muslim?
Wow, I actually really like this move by MC. He's blocked off this place, makes it so hard to get through. And they are amazing force fields. All those Hydras at the back, nothing can even shoot. And
Oh, the Colossus goes down. That is huge.
Colossus snipe, but MC is annihilating MorroW's army. He got split up, and these Phoenix just run over the Hydras. They did get slaughtered, but he did delay MorroW quite a lot. Now we look at the supply. MC's at 140 while MorroW's at 120. MorroW knows he is in a brickload of trouble right now.
And the thing is, if you look at his third base, Ben, he just doesn't have that many drones because of that cancel, and MorroW's creep spread is so good, but does he have the units? 140 supply versus 158, and we look at the upgrades, 1-1 for MC versus 2 plus attack for MorroW, but he's losing a lot of overlords here.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of overlords, and he's just losing a lot in general. MC's army, he's at 158 out of 158, and he is doing so well. MorroW's actually cashing back up. He's now got his third base fully saturated. He's got a fourth base up that's got nothing running, but a 3-base Protoss is nothing to be sniffed at, and MorroW is in a world of pain, even if he does get 4 bases up and running. But MC is a real professional, and I don't think he's going to give MorroW the time to breathe.
Yeah, and this army is looking more dangerous as time goes on. He is moving up towards this base here, and will start to come into this army, but it's not really big for MorroW. And here comes MC clearing out the creep tumors as well as a pylon behind here to reinforce with. At the same time, we do have an overlord just moving around, scouting, seeing what's going on, and a fourth base from MC being put down. Really aggressive with this expanding. And I don't know, does he have enough? He doesn't have any corruptors out yet. Only 4 just starting in production, and this is going to be a hard fight for MorroW.
Yeah, MorroW can't get sucked into this. I mean, MC's waiting for a really good position here where he can get him in a choke, and force fields will be used optimally. Wow, a nice pylon placement. If we look on the far left where MC's army is, he warped the pylon in to check if there was an expo there. Even though there's nothing, it was still a smart move.
Yeah, and he will be able to go down to this fourth base very unguarded. And here we go, we have the main attack as well as the attack on the fourth. And this could be quite dangerous. Nice spread, but these force fields pushing everything back.
Yeah, MorroW's army got split up in half, but he actually didn't suffer too many losses. That was really good retreating by MorroW. But MC's army isn't looking any weaker.
And here we go, MC powering through now. I'm not sure if, I don't know, it's going to be very close. This comes in with a surround.
So good force fields though. He stopped all those units from getting in, and MC is just annihilating everything. But MorroW's actually ahead in supply. He is producing so many roaches while this fight's going on. But these Colossus, they have 10 kills, or 20 kills between them, and MorroW called GG. Wow.
Wow, Ben. That is MC at his finest.
Yeah, even as a pro player myself, I wouldn't want to be playing MC right now. He looked incredible.
I mean, wow, his decision-making, the forcing the cancel on that third base, and then the use of force field, and even though he's doing all this aggressive movement with his units, he's getting the third base up, getting it saturated so he can replenish his army over and over, even getting towards that fourth base. And it looks like we are already going into the second game, and it is going to be Crossfire, which is going to be the hardest map out of all 3 for MorroW. He has to do something here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really tight map. There's insane chokes on this map. So for a Protoss with force fields, you're going to have a real balling time, and MorroW's not going to be enjoying that whatsoever.
And now we are ready to go. I'm going to go straight into this game. No delays. We are going to go straight into the second game. If you'd like MorroW to come back, please make some noise for your Swedish Zerg player.
In-game music.
And if you'd like MC to close this series out with a 2-0 convincing victory, make some noise for MC! Alright, I'm going to change the volume.
Right, so we have MC as the red Protoss once again. He spawns at the top of Crossfire, which is a 2-player map as far as I know, against MorroW, the blue Zerg, spawning at the south.
And yeah, this is like we mentioned, it's going to be Sweet and Water So Good from MC, complimenting the country.
Can't disagree with him. He is a crowd pleaser.
The water in Sweden's like one of the cleanest, healthiest waters around, from the tap water.
It is.
It is. I mean,
it is the Apollo.
I was reading about
the
that.
water in Sweden is great. No.
So what do you think that MorroW can do in this game to really come back? Do you think that he'll have to force himself into possibly cheesing MC, you know, kind of going all in on 1 or 2 base?
I think cheesing is a very likable option, or likely option. I mean, MC, as we've just seen, he's so clinical. He is a surgeon the way he plays. He doesn't really make mistakes. He doesn't do anything super fancy. He's just extremely good at what he does, which is playing insanely solid, which is actually MorroW's strength as well. But MorroW really needs to, he can't play as big risks as that without, you know, thinking about the consequences further down the line.
I mean, even though MorroW's style is, you know, such a heavy macro Zerg player, when you go toe-to-toe with a player like MC, even though that is your strength, you kind of have to change around and try to adapt to the situation, because I don't think anybody in the world right now is capable of going toe-to-toe versus MC. So I wouldn't be surprised if MorroW decided to do something like that. And we do see him owning up with the same kind of build. We do have the Extractor being put down, as well as the spawning pool, like 14-14 build. And I think that MC is probably thinking that this is the most likely path MorroW would go down to, like, kind of cheese in. And so I expect MC to play a little bit safer, you know, wait for a few more centuries than usual before he decides to move down.
Yeah, indeed. And MC is no fool. I mean, he just played a pretty safe strategy. It wasn't risky at all, but it worked out insanely good for him. I mean, the Void Ray Phoenix transition, that was something that is a bit unusual, but it caused MorroW so much trouble. I mean, 1 Void Ray came along with 3 Phoenix and took out a Hatchery and 3 Queens. I mean, that put MorroW so far behind. That is losing literally 700, 800 minerals just in that move alone. And then MC put up a 3rd base and got so far ahead.
And we do have the double assimilator put down for MC, and the drone does actually get inside. And we'll be able to scout out these information. And what do we have in the production? We have 4 lings, and we do have the drone moving down to take this natural hatchery. So far, it's pretty standard for MorroW. Will we see any deviations? We'll have to follow him very closely. We do have the probe here, holding the Xel'Naga Tower, very key actually, and in this movement. And we do have the Zealot getting a hit on that, and Chrono boosting out a Stalker, as well as the Cybernetics score.
So there's actually a bit of deviation in MC's play here. Making a Stalker, rather than 3 or 6 sentries to expand, that's something that MorroW won't be expecting with this fast dual assimilator build that MC's conducted by himself.
Yeah, MC just wants to get rid of this drone. I mean, he's got it waypointed to get rid of this drone, and we're going to have to see how he changes his play from here. We do have the probe in the bottom right being chased down by this Ling, and this drone is staying alive for a lot longer, but not much longer, as it does go down, and we'll have to see what MC decides to do. 1 gateway goes down, 2 gateways.
Right now it looks, you know, pretty playful, but nothing major like an all-in. But you don't know with MC, he can do anything. Oh, a Twilight Council. So we are going to be seeing some pretty nifty stuff in this game, be it Blink Stalker Micro on the highest level, or even anything to DTs. I won't put anything past him at this point in the game. He is an entertainer, and that's what he does best.
And MorroW, it's going to be very hard for him to get this key information, because I mean, he has this Overlord here on the right hand side, but even if he tried to sacrifice it, he'd have to pass this pylon, and it'd obviously get taken down way before it managed to get up to the top here. And these Lings obviously aren't going to be able to get inside, and we'll have to see what he decides to do. It might just be Blink Stalker play, and does MorroW try to do anything? He does get the Roach Warren down. Pretty standard timing for that. We do have the same Queens being out, and it looks like MorroW is just playing kind of standard. I mean, I've seen builds from him where he'll cancel his natural hatchery, and actually he's going to lose this Overlord in an awful position.
Wow, MorroW almost just ran in a Zergling. At the last second, MC walked in 2 Zealots to block the path. That was actually fantastic play. If that Zergling did get in, MorroW could have predicted exactly what was going to happen. And a play like this, you can easily stop it if you see it 2 minutes in advance.
Yes, indeed. And I think that was kind of smart play by MorroW. I mean, he caught me off guard by sending this Overlord in, forcing all MC's units to move over to kill it. And he does try to get in another Zergling, and no Stalker is there to block it out. And now we do have MC moving down the map. He doesn't have a probe with him. Actually, he is going to send the probe. No Nexus has been put down. And we're going to have to see, can MorroW survive? He has 2 Spine Coils. Roaches in production, but with MC's Blink Micro, these Roaches,
I am feeling for MorroW right now. I hope he has what it takes to pull this off, because this army is going to get really big very fast. But MorroW's supply is at 57, and he is producing Roaches and Lings, no drones, so he's doing this exactly right. But the Spine Crawlers are caught, blubbering, but this is actually looking pretty decent for MorroW. A little bit of missed Micro, but he is focusing these Stalkers. Oh, and here we see the Blink Micro. That is fantastic play by MC. And MorroW's actually focusing the sentries and the zealots. He's ignoring the Stalkers.
Wow, and 12 Lings in production now as well. 2 Roaches out, and it looks
really
like
great play by MorroW.
Should be able to hold this. I mean, there's a lot of Stalkers here, but at the same time, 22 Lings in production. And I'm not sure if MC will be able to do this. He doesn't have any sentries with that shield. Trying to pick off that spine crawler, but MorroW looking in good shape. 63 food versus 45.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for MorroW now. I have goosebumps everywhere, and MorroW is fighting MC head-on. Blink Micro is amazing right now. All those Stalkers have lost all their shields, and he's still going. MorroW is still chasing him down. Look at this Micro. He's barely losing anything, but MorroW is overwhelming him.
Wow, MorroW!
The Swedish Superman is actually fighting MC.
Oh! The pylon
MorroW
goes down as well.
Wow!
That is sick. And he even has over here, he has a Ling that sees there's no Expo, and MorroW is so far ahead right now, and this is what we needed to see from him in the second game.
Really, that was fantastic play by MorroW. As I said in the first game, he was reading MC totally well. Even though we couldn't scout this game, his read was perfect. He got Roaches and Lings out just in time. There's 2 Spine Crawlers as well. He positioned himself perfectly, focused the sentries, focused the zealots, and yeah, just played perfectly. I can't fault his play at all.
But now, how does MorroW go into the mid-stages of this game? I mean, does he go for a third base, which is very difficult to get on this map? If you look all the way down here, very far away, does he decide to build a lot of units and go very aggressive
If he plays sensibly, he won't go for a third base. There's not really much you can transition to from going Blink Stalkers. You could say DTs. No, you have to keep on going Blink Stalkers, and I'm pretty sure that MorroW knows that. He just has to play a safe game now and get an anti-Stalker army out ASAP. MC is actually making a Nexus, but he's almost literally at half the supply of MorroW, so he's really, really looking bad.
I mean, 81 food versus 55, I mean, 39 drones versus 23 tells the story. And we do have the Evo Chamber going down, you know, in anticipation for DTs that could follow up from this. The layer just about finishing now. And he'll want to kind of get, actually he's moving out with a lot of Lings to get scanning information, you know, check the composition. What does MC have? He's going to get this.
Okay, he lost a few Lings, but that's okay. They're
That's
just
okay,
25
MorroW.
minerals each.
That's okay.
But yeah, he's still way ahead in supply. He's looking really comfortable. And this is when MorroW's really good. I mean, he's a player that practices so much. He's been in this situation so many times before, and MC is actually going for a robotics facility, which, you know, that's a pretty big indicator of that you can't really transition out of Blink Stalkers. I mean, he's going back to robotics facility, which he could have done in the first place, but he didn't expect MorroW to handle that Blink Stalker attack as well as he did, because neither did I.
I mean, MorroW is now being researched as along with the tunneling claws, +1 attack from the Evo Chamber. So he's going to, well, we are going to see a lot of Roaches being made, and the movement speed of these Roaches will be able to do a lot of damage. And, you know, there's no Forge for MC, there's no +1 attack, and MorroW is just in a great situation. MC has to pull a lot of strings here to come back. 69 food versus 107. Every second that ticks by in this game, MorroW is just pushing further and further ahead.
And if we look at the income tab, that's 53 workers to 31. He's doubling his mineral income right now. MorroW is looking insanely comfortable.
And he's not even going to go for a third hatchery as we expected. I mean, well, he is moving down now, but he's delayed it for such a long time. MorroW is just too smart, man. And he is actually getting so many only Roaches in production now, and then we could be seeing some kind of timing attack when this +1 finishes. He knows that MC's far behind, he's trying to catch up as much as possible.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big attack. I mean, anything that MC tries to transition into, which will be Colossus at this point, MorroW is going to absolutely overwhelm him with roughly 130, 140 supply, and MC is not really going to be able to do anything about it. He's already got Burrow and Burrow movement upgrades, so we can go right under those force fields and get into the nitty-gritty of those Stalkers, and I think MorroW is looking fantastic.
And when we look at this, actually, Observer moving down, doesn't see the forces, as you can see on the mini-map, moving through the map. We'll be able to find this third base and be like, oh, that's actually really
this is actually really good, though, for MC. Look, he actually sees all these burrowed Roaches with the Observer. That is actually so unlucky for MorroW.
And MorroW does notice that and has to leave. The thing is, like, he's got this robotics bay, but does not want to be building Colossus in this situation. You need to just focus on Immortals. One Immortal just about to finish here. And we do have Lings moving around, checking out for that third base of MC. Do we still know Forge gone down, so he doesn't have any upgrades? And we do have the Observer going in the base, seeing what's going on. But now, MC being very brave, moving out with the Stalker army, picking off a lot of creep tumors, just pushing MorroW's creep shed back.
And the reason he can do that, he saw the burrow upgrade. Like, he saw those Roaches moving, and he knew that in order to get that so fast, he had to stop getting the speed, or he had to delay his speed, so he could actually go out and push those creep tumors back and just, gain a little bit of ground. That is really smart. But MorroW, he's now got his third base. He is saturated fully on all 3 of his bases with a queen on each. He is looking so good right now. 170 supply, a Spire going up.
I mean, he does send in a few lings there just to scout out the army composition. And we do see the Spire going down now in the back of the base, and that's going to be great, especially fighting against these Colossus. Going to be able to get a lot of Corruptors out. And we do have not even one Colossus is out, so there's a lot of time for MorroW to get out Corruptors to fight against this army.
Yeah, and he's already getting the Zerg Flyer attacks. He's getting Groove Spines for Hydralisks as well. He's going everything right now. But this is what I was talking about in this game. This map has so many closed chokes that if a Zerg takes a fight against the Protoss at any particular point on the map, he's going to be fighting not only against Protoss, but the map itself. This is so bad for Protoss.
173 food versus 123. MC being very brave, moving out with this army, getting down at pylon here. MorroW does see it. All these force fields.
Burrow, and he goes under the force fields. Even though only one Roach survived, that's a moral victory right there.
I mean, there's a lot of energy being used with these force fields. I mean, they didn't really do enough damage, didn't, keep any Roaches there. And look over here, we do have an Overlord scouting out the Colossus. And now another
a huge fight. And wow, he's burrowing everything from behind the force fields into these Stalkers. Takes out the Immortal in one shot, and he's killing everything. But he is actually retreating now. He's losing far too much. This Colossus is doing so much damage despite being only one.
Really smart move to move back there, actually. And you could actually go in here. There's a lot of Hydras here. And here he is actually going to go in. And this could be a huge fight. If he picks off the Colossus.
He's picking off. The Colossus goes down. MorroW is annihilating MC's army. MC has nowhere to run despite having Blink, and MorroW is just laughing away at MC's army. And drones block the Stalkers from getting away.
And here he is, moving down here, intercepting the Stalkers. And MorroW, 180 versus 90 food, catching all these Stalkers off. There is no army for MC.
No, MorroW played perfectly there. There was no faulting that play at all. He predicted MC's every move, even drone blocking on the ramp to get a few extra kills. I mean, that's just fancy,
And that is the MorroW we wanted to see, Ben. That is the MorroW.
That is the MorroW I really, yeah. I mean, since Gamescom, one of his biggest achievements was getting second at Assembly, and people kind of didn't accept him as a Zerg player, but people are going to start doing so very, very soon.
I mean, MC is not an easy win by no means, and this game is completely in MorroW's direction. 200 food maxed out now versus 99 of MC, only on 2 base. Doesn't have a Forge, no upgrades are, and MC just not looking the same MC as we saw in the first game we've seen in the GSL, and MorroW completely threw MC off with this early game.
I think MC played pretty well, actually. I just think MorroW is looking like MorroW this game. The first game he made a few risky errors, which he just didn't do this game. He played solid. And we do see another fight taking place. This positioning for MC is actually really good. These 3 Colossus, they can't be gotten at. And it's such a small choke, but there's no sentries to block anything from getting through. And MorroW just has too much. He is overwhelming MC despite falling back.
I mean, 3 base versus 2 base. The main is now mined out for MC. We look at the natural. Still got a few on there, so he's only 1 base.
A fight's taking place. These 3 Colossus. Oh, and GG is called.
MC.
Wow. MC.
MorroW.
Well, MC is not untouchable, MorroW. Thank you for proving that to everybody.
Indeed,
wow.
MC is not untouchable, and we see that now as MorroW takes down the game on the least expected map on Crossfire.
I know. I was talking to everybody at this event because I've been out of the scene for a while, and I didn't really understand this map, or I've never seen it before. And people were saying, Protoss cannot lose this map. And MorroW, wow. You just proved everybody wrong.
I'd just like to let you guys know that there is the fan meeting going on with Huck, Show, Jimmer, and White Raw, but no, don't go, man. You have to see this game. This is intense. I mean, as soon as this game's over, please go do that and go check them guys out. But we are ready, and I'm just making sure that they're both are ready. The last map is going to be on Securus Plateau.
Which is a huge macro map. If we're going to see a macro game between these two, this is the map to see it on.
And this is the map we'd love to see it on as well. The final fight between these 2 players. and it's going to be intense. I'm the host. Let me just check if both players are ready to go.
MC's just taking a bit more time than normal to say he's ready. I mean, he must be pretty shook up about that. I mean, people, or the odds on this game were literally 10 to 1 or whatever, you know?
Yeah. All right, both players are ready.
Wow.
For the final time in this series, please make some noise for both of these players. Let them know you are watching. Please make some noise. Let's go, Ben.
We're going to do it, Sean.
The countdown has begun.
It really has. And the game is starting right now. People who thought that this game was going to be a 2-0 walkover for MC, I'm happy to smile at them. MorroW really, I'm quite speechless actually. He played so fantastic. He just predicted MC down to the T and played perfect.
Yeah, really nice game from MorroW there, showing us that he is not a walkover by any means. Like you did say, everybody was like, well, 2-0, easy game for MC to take this down, but unfortunately, the strategy from MC didn't quite work out for him, as MorroW was very well prepared for that. And we're going to have to see what both players decide to do in this game. Very early, actually moving down here to get the pylon down on the expansion. And this is the frightening play on this map, is when like Protoss, we have to just take a note actually before I go into that, is this is actually the older version of this map. So we do still have the destructible rocks. The only difference is that you do automatically spawn cross positions. And it doesn't look like MC quite knows that, which is kind of unfortunate for him. But these rocks are going to play a bit of a factor. Unlike the new version, it's going to bring in a lot of strategy into this game. It looks like MC is going to be going for like a Forge Expo, and we'll have to see how MorroW decides to play against that. We all come up to 14. There is the extractor gone down. So once again, MorroW just opting not to be greedy, not to try and push, push this game into being like, all right, well, I'm going to go hatchery first, and then the probe comes and blocks it. Like, oh, well, that was a big mistake.
MorroW is very tried and tested. I mean, he plays so much in practice games. I saw him today playing against a practice partner who played Protoss, and roughly 10 games in a row, the same thing every time. No matter if he lost, he'd just make little adjustments in his play and perfect it. And I mean, I'm really gobsmacked by his play. But MC, on the other hand, he's done a different thing all 3 games. And I'm not sure how MorroW's actually going to deal with this once he scouts this Forge.
Well, there's kind of 2 options. When you come up here and you see the Forge, and you're like, all right, well, he's gone Expo first. Okay, that's cool. These are my 2 options. Either I'm going to go basically all in with a lot of Lings and Roaches to try and break him, or I'm going to take a very early third and progress from there. So we're going to have to see which one MorroW decides to go for, and I think that MorroW is kind of leaning more towards the aggressive kind of style, and he might try to go for this Roach play. And we do see the gateway being thrown down here also.
Yeah, MorroW, I'm not sure with the speed, if you see this build, there's not really much that speed Zerglings will get you more, There's not going to be an army out anytime soon. It's not very likely that you can hit that front door because there's going to be a cannon behind it. So I think the speed is a bit of a weird move to get it so fast, I
guess he can deny scouting a lot easier. And if he does decide to go for an aggressive play and he goes hatchery and then, cancels it or something like that, then...
That is true. The denial of scouting is a very big thing. But Zerglings can kind of do that without the speed anyway, so it's just one of these things. And I mean, MC's expand is going to be up so much faster than MorroW's. So I'm not sure, is MorroW actually going to be quite a bit behind this game right from the word go?
I know, he has put into gas, very soon actually. Usually you put back into gas after speed is done. And we see MorroW here is actually put in very early. The Roach Warrant looks like it's going to be placed down here. And he has chased out the initial scouting probe. Actually losing a Ling there, a little bit of a mistake from MorroW. The probe does come back out again. Speed isn't quite done, almost finished, but MorroW desperately needs to get rid of that probe. Drone's still alive in here, seeing what's going on, checking out if a Stargate goes down or something like that, which could disrupt his play. And here the probe is going to be moving up to scout this hatchery. And speed almost done. We'll be able to get rid of this.
And there it is. Speed goes up and the probe runs away like a little madman.
But
when meets a queen.
Does this hatchery stay up? Does it get cancelled? This is like the questions we should be asking ourselves now. It does seem to stay up.
Wait, this is the first time I've ever seen a Zerg. Oh, he was at 20. Oh, MorroW! I knew something was dodgy. There was so much lava stacked up. He had 20 supply out of 42, and now we do see the production tab with 7 roaches.
But look at this over here, Ben. We have a Stargate going down.
No.
And that's not going to be good. The thing is, if you actually manage to bust through,
Yeah.
you just overwhelm with lings and roaches. The Void Ray that's most likely going to be built here isn't going to be able to do the damage necessary to all these units. And I don't know, did MorroW actually scout the Stargate? No, he didn't. But he does have an Overlord in great position to move in there.
Yeah, this is actually a real do-or-die situation. He has to do so much damage before that Void Ray pops out, or even when it is popped out.
And only 1 cannon is here. That is the biggest thing. MC skipping a second cannon is moving down with a second cannon. 1 sentry is here too, but roaches are moving in very fast here. There is a critical time here for MorroW to hit, and if he manages to get down this cannon, I don't know, MC could be in a world of trouble. This is so tense right now. MorroW's lifeline, his tournament is on the edge.
Moving in. Oh, a really well-placed force field though. Oh, but MorroW actually moves in further and is focusing that cannon. MC just doesn't have enough firepower to take this down.
I know the second cannon is going to go down now. The force field's gone. 3, 4 cannon, 2 are left there. And he's trying to get down the cybernetics core. What is he going to do? Stalkers and sentries are here also. Can MorroW do the damage necessary? Cybernetics core almost down. Great force field there to block that
Really
off.
great force field. And 3 cannons going down. And a Void Ray is almost out. This is actually looking really tense. He lost a sentry. That was pretty poor. But the Void Ray is now out. MorroW.
And the wall off here by MC. Another gateway does go down. MorroW now almost
so many cannons.
The cannons and pylons blocking off. And MorroW and MC. Oh my god.
MorroW is really kicking himself for this decision to go all in. Because MC is holding this off perfectly. This Void Ray itself has got 6 kills.
Oh, and the complete wall off the cybernetics core goes down again. Any reinforcements are going to be denied. And MC keeping his composure at the time needed it most.
Very 2
cannons
good play.
Completed.
I mean,
Void Rays coming out now as well, Ben. This is not looking good for MC.
Oh, for MorroW,
for MorroW, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, MorroW took a big risk there, and it didn't pay off. I mean, against a a more inferior player than MC, it might have played or pulled off, you know. But MC he kept on blocking, he kept on using sentries perfectly. He didn't waste anything, he didn't panic, he just put up more cannons in the back, kept extending his wall, and just waited for the Void Ray to come out, and then he just worked his magic and dealt with that push so efficiently.
But how does MorroW transition from here? I mean, it's so hard. I mean, he does, look, 22 drones versus 39. He does have a lot of queens out to defend against these Void Rays, but the thing is, MC's on 2 base now, and the probe count is just going to get larger and larger, 41 versus 24, and it's just looking very dire for MorroW in this situation. And he tries to get this hatchery down, but it's going to be a long crawl back into this game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to be crawling because these Void Rays are now coming to launch a huge attack, and I'm not sure if he can deal with this. He's got 3 queens and Spore Crawlers going up. Oh, that was a nice cancel though. And the 3 queens are actually battling with the 3 Void Rays and the Phoenix, but there's actually nothing that MorroW can do, and MorroW does call GG. Wow. A pretty anticlimactic 3rd game, but the fact that MorroW actually took a game off MC and did it in such supreme style, I'm actually really proud of my fellow European.
And you can see MC on stage, happy with that win. Thank you guys for showing the support. And that game, MorroW, so close, but at the end of the day, he knew he was already kind of on the back foot. Playing against MC is not an easy task at all. And well, that is MorroW out of the tournament, unfortunately. This is a best of 3 single elimination, but the winner is MC, moving on to the next round where he will face the winner of our next game, which will be Idratilo. But for now, we are going to go over to James on the stage for a quick interview with MC.
Welcome back to the commentary area then, well, for the first time, the interview area. I'm joined by Marcus, who will be